can mean for you. Wellstar, more than healthcare, people care. Find yourself in a Bronco Sport. Now save up to $4,750 on select Bronco Sport models. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Sponsor Saturday mornings with the most trusted team in local sports. Preview all of the weekend action and weekend all of the big plays with Tiana Cephalou and Gabriel Snowball. 6 Sports Saturday, Saturday mornings at 9:30 on News Channel 6. Get the latest video in one click at WJBF.com. Weather headlines on News Channel 6. Brought to you by Hickson Roofing.
We have a cold air wedge across the CSRA, causing some of our temperatures to only be in the 50s right now, while others are in the 70s. And tomorrow, we'll have a bigger spread than that with our temperatures, along with some rain chances and continued cloud cover. All those details are coming up.
Now on News Channel 6 at 5, storm cleanup in Jefferson County. We'll have an update on the repairs in Louisville as your news at 5 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Coverage you can count on begins with a critical deadline for full reimbursement from FEMA coming and going in Augusta. Missing that deadline is also impacting one of our other local counties. Graham Lee reports.
Cleanup efforts continue here in the city of Louisville more than 4 months since Hurricane Helene. But by missing the 120-day reimbursement deadline from FEMA, city and county leaders say this will certainly be costly. While debris trucks continue to pick up piles of debris, repair projects are in the works around the city.
One of our structural damages, the major part was one of our airport hangars. We are now in the process of repairing that and should be done soon.
The storm also destroyed the entertainment stage in the city park. Instead of rebuilding it, city leaders are looking to reimagine the 15-year-old structure.
To rebuild it would be several $100,000. So right now we're trying to determine with an architectural firm exactly how do we want to rebuild it in terms of the structure and so on.
On the county level, more than 1 million cubic yards of debris have been picked up, stretching across Louisville, Rennes, and Wadley. But county leaders say by missing the deadline, the county is losing $17,000 to $18,000 a day. They have contacted state lawmakers because taxpayers will have to make up what won't be reimbursed.
We probably have another 150, 200,000 cubic yards still left on the ground. We, some stumps and some things like that we'd like to pick up, but it's going to start eating into our budget very quickly.
Somewhere in the neighborhood of $225,000 to $300,000 out of taxpayers of Jefferson County's money that they have to, we have to put on millage rate, or we have to come up with some way to pay for all this that we hadn't got reimbursed from FEMA from.
If we just had another 30 to 60 days, we'd be in a lot better shape.
While the city and county are waiting for help from the nation's capital, leaders say they plan to continue making progress one day at a time. In Louisville, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petracci joins us now for a first check of the weather.
Well, Jenny, these temperatures are interesting today, to say the least. It is feeling like two different seasons across the CSRA, with winter in our South Carolina counties down to 52 degrees now in Aiken, but some 70s on our map. Wrightsville, you're the warmest spot at 72. Swainsboro at 68, but we're at 72 just a little bit ago. Upper 60s in Sandersville, and everyone else like Augusta and Evans and Lincolnton and Waynesboro, all in between in the mid to upper 50s. So it's definitely much cooler than it was yesterday for everyone. We were in the 80s yesterday, along with nice sunny skies, but now we are back to cloud cover as we take a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam at Washington Road. It is nice and dry, though, at the moment, with dew points low in the 40s. But later on tonight, as we head to around 1 o'clock in the morning, that's when we'll see a few areas of stray showers forming, and winds are coming in from the northeast. We're seeing sustained winds up to 10 miles per hour in Augusta, Aiken, Edgefield, Washington, and Lincolnton. And the satellite radar pretty much showing cloudy skies for for everyone, but no rain here in Georgia or South Carolina. High pressure's in control, driving in that northeast wind and trapping the cold air in our region. And then out to the west of us, we have a stalled frontal boundary with some scattered showers to the north of us. So we're overall in a pretty wet and cool setup this week. But for the rest of our evening, we're going to remain dry, 50 at 8 p.m. And it will definitely be feeling chilly tonight as we go down to a low of 42. Up to a 40% chance of rain on Tuesday, then higher rain chances as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. And Thursday, we'll be getting up to 70 degrees in Augusta. And with the warm weather, we could even see a few thunderstorms. I'll have more details on the forecast coming up shortly, but back to you, Jenny.
All right, thank you, Jenna. In Aiken County, one man is behind bars facing murder charges. 20-year-old Xavier Butler is accused of shooting and killing 46-year-old Adrian Richardson. It happened just after midnight at a home on Lawana Drive in Gloverville. Deputies say they found Richardson dead with a gunshot wound to the face. No motive has been released. In Aiken County, one man is facing sexual exploitation charges. Terry Haggerty is charged with sexual exploitation of a minor. According to investigators, a minor told a school employee that she had been sexually assaulted by Haggerty. SLED is investigating the case. Georgia lawmakers are exploring options to reduce poverty levels and homelessness. Atlanta Bureau Chief Architza Chaudhry has the latest.
State lawmakers say when it comes to public safety in Georgia, they need to look at that holistically and pay attention to things like poverty and having the right resources, because they say that will help reduce other types of crimes like gang activity, murders, and also having stricter gun laws, things like safer storage that Georgia needs to prioritize. According to Georgia data, 13% of Georgians fall below the poverty line and 17% are children under 18. In Georgia, the average poverty threshold for a family of four was a little under $27,000.
A lot of your landlords nowadays are actually corporate entities, right? And so one of the things that you want to do is be able to track those corporations, to track those entities. So we actually had a bill last year presented by Senator Jason Estes that would actually be able to do that. That's one issue that exists.
State lawmakers say Georgia needs to have reduced childcare costs and affordable housing solutions so families don't end up on the streets.
It's a big one is to allow counties the opportunity to at least have some type of rent stabilization. Some people may have called it rent control in years past. Senator Donzella James actually presented that particular bill. And what that would allow is counties the opportunity. It's not forcing any county to do anything, but if they see where their rents are actually skyrocketing, they may have an opportunity, and it'll be up to them what they actually do, but they would have an opportunity possibly have some kind of rent stabilization program.
Georgia's Attorney General says tackling public safety is also key for bringing in new investments to the state.
And at the end of the day, public safety is what government's supposed to do. We're supposed to do well. It doesn't matter your race, your gender, sexual orientation, your religion, where you are, where you're from. And I'm proud that we focused on that. And I think the legislature and the governor can continue to do that because it's what we're supposed to do. And there's an economic development piece. I mean, companies don't locate in places folks don't feel safe. Your customer base doesn't expand. Where, stores are located in a place that folks don't feel safe. You don't come for World Cups and Super Bowls if people don't feel safe. So I'm glad we're going to continue to focus on that.
Census data shows Georgia has the 14th highest poverty rate in the country. Reporting at the Georgia State Capitol, Architza Chaudhry, Atlanta Bureau Chief.
Another historic building in Augusta could be coming down. It's the old fire station at Dias Park. The building dates from 1890 and was the first fire hall built by the city. Developers have submitted plans to repurpose the building as part of the plans to renovate that park, but the city has rejected the proposal because of the costs.
I think at this point, it's time to do what we know is best. That building is, a community center that we don't have the money to maintain. And, of course, we're going to always be open to hear, folks' opinions, but ultimately, it's time to move forward on Dias Park.
Last week, the owner of the old First Baptist Church on Green Street applied to have that building torn down. A commission committee is scheduled to debate the fire station's future at a meeting Tuesday. A big change could be coming to apartment development in North Augusta. City Council has approved a 2.5-year pause on new standalone multifamily apartments. This does not affect duplexes, triplexes, approved projects, and apartments in mixed-use developments. Supporters say the move would give city leaders time to plan ahead and make sure infrastructure can keep up. One person we spoke with thinks it's the right move.
It definitely has grown a lot over the last few years, and the traffic, especially on Mortontown Road, is definitely getting busier. I think it could be good to give this area a chance to just catch up and maybe extend some routes around town.
If given final approval, the pause is expected to last through mid-2027. Bird flu is now being spotted in dairy cattle. As of today, there are no cases of the strain in dairy cattle in Georgia. The Department of Agriculture has taken every test to make sure it stays that way.
The state of Georgia has tested over 1,000 dairy cattle prior to their movement. We've had no detections of HPAI. So at this point, Georgia is still HPAI free in our dairy cattle population, and our team at the Department of Agriculture is working every day with our dairy producers and our animal health professionals in the state to make sure it stays that way.
South Carolina health officials also say there's no evidence of the virus in cows in the state. Agriculture officials say Georgia and South Carolina will continue to do everything they can to make sure our dairy is safe from infection. Next time on Jenny, Rise Augusta is working hard to improve literacy rates and help children succeed. Studies show children growing up in poverty start school with a disadvantage. Leaders at Rise Augusta believe education is a major key to lifting people out of poverty to help them achieve all they can be. Laurie Cook is the executive director.
About 80%, if not more, of the children attending Richmond County schools are poverty kids. And what comes with poverty are a lot of other issues. They may not have enough food in the home. There might be clothing. There may be school supplies. So we try to encompass that in a wraparound support.
We'll also learn about a trend on social media that may be raising awareness, but it may also be leading people to unhealthy self-diagnosis. What you need to know about adult ADHD and how you can gift a formal gown that you no longer need. Taylor Newton tells us about the giving gown tomorrow at 12:30 on Jenny. Coming up, storm repairs in North Carolina. The latest on Interstate 40 repairs after the break.
And we have a lot of different temperatures to talk about this week, from highs in the 40s all the way to highs in the 70s, along with rain chances each day. And then next week, we could be back to sunshine and also cooler weather. I'll have all the details coming up shortly.
I heard some things you
Still ahead, Jenna is tracking your forecast. Don't go away.
Weather headlines on WJBF News Channel 6. Brought to you by Hickson Roofing. If your roof needs fixing, call Mr. Hickson.
Crime is complex.
Big news. Interiors Market is merging with Weinberger's Furniture, and we are celebrating with a huge consolidation sale.
And right now, save up to 50% off all of our Made in America furniture.
Save on stylish sofas, elegant dining sets, and American-made mattresses.
This is your chance to grab amazing deals as we combine our inventories. With up to 50% off, you can transform your home without breaking the bank.
Can you save big at Weinberger's Made in America sale?
Yes, you can.
TV's #1 entertainment talk show is doing big numbers. Over 1,500 costumes. More than 100 stunts.
Guess what, Mark? You are so wrong.
300 plus stars a year.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome.
And 15 Emmys.
It's actually 16, humbly.
Respectfully.
You're on live to make your morning shine.
Weekday mornings at 9 on News Channel 6. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5/6.
Welcome back. Well, we changed seasons in just a day. Yesterday, we actually tied a record high, and that was 81 degrees at Augusta Busch Field, set back in 1957. And we made it to that yesterday. Average high of 62, so we were around 20 degrees above it. And now we're even cooler than 62. We're only sitting at 54 in Augusta, Aiken at 52, 53 in Saluda. So the coolest spots are over on the South Carolina side of the river. But just to the west of us, we have temperatures still in the 60s and even 70 now in Wrightsville, Swainsboro right behind at 68. So a huge variety of temperatures, not only in the CSRA, but all across the nation. In fact, we now have a negative value up in Billings. So -1, we've got single digits, teens, 20s, 30s, you name it. We're seeing all the temperatures across the nation. High pressure is in control for us. That is creating the wedge setup. So what's happening is this high pressure is driving in a northeast wind that gets trapped along the mountain range, and then that cold air then does fall into the CSRA. And then out to the west of us, we have a stalled frontal boundary with some scattered showers to the north of it. So those showers will move into our area by the overnight hours, but in the meantime, it's nice and dry. This is a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. Lots of cloud cover, pretty much no sunshine for us today. We have that northeast wind of 10 miles per hour. Dew point still pretty low in the 40s. Tonight we're going down to the 40s, so pretty consistent for everyone. We're all going to be chilly, and we're also going to see some of that rain moving in late tonight through early tomorrow morning. By the afternoon, we'll be dry and just cloudy, and temperatures aren't budging much. I'm expecting us to only get to the low 50s in Augusta, and some of us will be struggling to even get out of the 40s. So 48 will be your high tomorrow in Washington, but around 20 degrees warmer in Swainsboro, still in those upper 60s. Then, as we go into Wednesday afternoon, an even bigger spread of temperatures from the 40s all the way to the 70s, and I'm talking even upper 70s in some of our southern counties, along with the cloud cover and that chance of rain. Now, speaking of the rain, let's take a look at tonight at midnight. Dry, but then showers will be here by around 1 a.m. Most of this along I-20 and to the north. Our southern counties pretty much staying dry tomorrow, and this is done by around lunchtime, but we do still have a few showers out to the west of us, so that chance of rain will be there, but still a pretty low chance for our Tuesday. Now, as we look at our extended feature cast, once again, here's a look at tonight. We'll have this warm front lifting to the north of us, those scattered light showers all around through tomorrow morning, and then we'll have this stalled frontal boundary across the area Tuesday evening. Now, next, we're going to have a warm front lift to our north. That'll help to warm us up as we head into Thursday, and ahead of a cold front, we'll have this big batch of rain and some thunderstorm activity that'll be moving in on Thursday. I know there's a lot going on here this week. Potential rainfall now through Friday will be the highest from Tennessee all the way down to Louisiana. 3 to even 5 inches of rain, 3 inches in Atlanta, but for us, around an inch in Augusta and our northern counties up to around 2 inches by the time this is all said and done. So that 10-day forecast is showing higher rain chances Wednesday and Thursday. We're actually drying out just in time for Valentine's Day on Friday, but then the rain chances do return as we head into the weekend, and that'll be followed by an even bigger cool down next week. Highs in the 50s and back to below freezing next Monday morning.
Goodness gracious, all over the place.
Yeah.
All right, Jenna, thanks. Up next, the Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. We'll have a recap of the game after the break.
It's the one thing. Hundreds of millions recovered for our clients.
Last night, the Philadelphia Eagles played spoiler to the Kansas City Chiefs bid for a Super Bowl three-peat. Jacqueline Lee has a recap of the big game.
Eagles quarterback MVP Jalen Hurts today celebrating his first Super Bowl ring at the happiest place on earth with a massive parade at Disney World. Super Bowl 59 turned heads as the Kansas City Chiefs crumbled under the Philadelphia Eagles.
For the second time, the Vince Lombardi Trophy is headed to Philadelphia. Eagles fly in Super Bowl 59.
The Eagles winning their second Super Bowl in history, crushing the Chiefs 40-22.
The best shower Nick Sirianni will ever have.
Hurts today crediting teamwork and their determination for redemption after losing the Super Bowl to the Chiefs 2 years ago.
To be able to bring a championship back to Philadelphia means everything.
And superstar Kendrick Lamar performing in the Apple Music Super Bowl parade in Philadelphia on Friday. Faithful fans are looking forward to the future, given that many Eagles stars are young and not going anywhere for next season. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
That's it for us this half hour, but we have more coverage you can count on coming up at 5:30, including new tariffs announced by President Trump. What items are being affected as your news continues after the break. Olympus Granite is the...
Or visit DocHomeandHorizonFoundation.com. Proceeds benefit Gap Ministries in Augusta.
Live 5 or 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Cooler conditions this week due to the wedge setup, and we have a big variety of high temperatures anywhere from the upper 40s all the way through the upper 70s, along with the cloudy skies and rain chances. I'll have all the details on the forecast coming up.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thank you so much for joining us. Topping today's headlines, Hurricane Helene cleanup efforts continue in the city of Louisville. The 120-day FEMA reimbursement deadline has come and gone, but the county missed the window. Now, city and county leaders say cleanup will be costly. Without the aid, the county is losing $17,000 to $18,000 a day. Well, Georgia lawmakers say not tackling poverty and homelessness can lead to crimes like human trafficking, gang activity, and murders. According to lawmakers, reducing child care costs and affordable housing solutions can prevent families from ending up on the streets. Aiken City Council has approved a 2.5-year pause on new standalone multifamily apartments. Supporters say the move would give city leaders time to plan ahead and make sure infrastructure can keep up. If given final approval, the pause is expected to last through mid-2027. We'll have these headlines and more coming up at 6, but first, coverage you can count on continues with President Donald Trump saying, well, it is time now for a close look at our weather with Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petracci. And oh boy, it was much different today from yesterday.
Yeah, a whole 20-degree difference,
Wow.
Dee. Right now, our temperatures are in the 50s here in town, but we do have a big variety of temperatures. We're seeing anywhere from 51 in Aiken all the way to 70 in Wrightsville. So some of us did get into the 70s today in places where there was more sunshine, but with the clouds and the wedge bringing in that cold air, a lot of us are back to feeling like winter today, and it's a whole 24 degrees cooler in Augusta than this time yesterday, 26 degrees cooler in Aiken. Here's a look at our almanac today. An interesting setup. So notice the high of 68, and you're probably thinking it did not feel that warm in Augusta. Well, that's because that high temperature was reached at midnight, and the low temperature of 56 came this afternoon. So our high and low temperature was pretty much flip-flop today. And right now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, you can see we still have a nice view here at SRP Park. It is a dry evening, and dew points are still pretty low in the 40s. So we still have some dry air in place with this northeast wind bringing in the cold air. 10 miles per hour in Aiken, 9 in Augusta, 11 in Evans. And for our satellite and radar, we're not seeing any rain at this time, just the cloud cover pretty much for everyone. Notice southern Georgia, though, still seeing some sunshine. That's where it's warmer. And then out to the west of us, we have scattered showers along the stationary front. Those showers will start to move into our area by around 1 o'clock in the morning, but the rest of this evening will stay dry. Going down to 50 degrees by 8 p.m., upper 40s by 9, so feeling chilly tonight. And you'll need a jacket tomorrow morning as we will be starting out the day around 42 and only making it to 53 in the afternoon. And then we'll warm up Wednesday and Thursday, and that's when the rain chances also start to go up. I'll have all the details on your forecast coming up in the next few minutes, but back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you then. The body of the Richmond options are lethal injection, the electric chair. 2 million baked goods are being recalled because of potential listeria contamination. FGF Brands is recalling chocolate, raspberry, and Bavarian donuts, French crullers, eclairs, and coffee rolls sold across the U.S. and Canada. Some of the products were sold at Dunkin'. The manufacturer says the recall is a precautionary measure and that no products have tested positive for listeria. No word yet on the source of the contamination, nor if there are any illnesses reported. Well, flu cases are on the rise around America, and people are going to the doctor for flu-like illnesses at the highest rate in at least 15 years. Marina Roy has the latest.
Flu cases are surging across much of the country. 19 states seeing high flu activity according to the CDC. Data showing the rate of people seeking medical care for flu-like symptoms from fever to cough and sore throat is the highest since the 2009 swine flu outbreak.
Flu season started early and it spread very quickly. The strains that are going around happen to be very, very contagious and can cause severe illness.
About 31% of tests for flu are coming back positive, nearly double the peak from last season. Kentucky reporting its first pediatric death over the weekend, 10 kids dying from influenza in just the last week. In Oklahoma, experts say they're battling flu levels that they haven't seen there in years.
These hospitalizations are lining up more with what we saw in the previously kind of historic levels of influenza season back in 2017 to 2018.
The science shows that your best line of defense here is the flu vaccine. Unfortunately, experts say vaccination rates have been very low this year, but it is not too late to get that shot with several weeks to go before peak flu season is over. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York. A rising concern about a measles outbreak in West Texas as more cases are reported. As of Friday afternoon, health officials confirmed 10 cases. 8 are among school-aged children and 2 are under the age of 5. 7 patients have been hospitalized, according to the state's health website. All of the patients are not vaccinated. They're unvaccinated. Because measles is highly contagious, officials fear an escalating outbreak. I'm going to get the words out here. Bear with me. Health officials are urging people get vaccinated to prevent further measles spread. Well, coming up, Tom Cruise's latest breathtaking stunt. Philly fans, wild celebrations. Yep, they won. And the best moments of the halftime show is new and trending up next.
And we'll see a big variety of high temperatures this week, making some of us feel like it's springtime, others still in winter, anywhere from the 40s through 70s for highs. Rain chances and clouds as well, and then next week it's looking much cooler. I'll have your full Viper 6 forecast coming up.
Let's face it, news is complicated. That's why WJBF.com makes it easy. Get clear, accurate stories that don't waste your time. Plus, get the latest video in one click with WJBF Plus. Get it all at WJBF.com. This week, the plan to...
Hey, it's Anna Christina here at Jimmy's Home Furnishings, and we're celebrating President's Day with huge savings during our red, white, and blue sale. Save 10, 15, or 20% off throughout the store. Plus, we're the low price leader on Ashley Furniture, sofas, dining sets, and bedroom suites at prices you won't find anywhere else. Hurry in today and give your home the new look it deserves. We're located in Grovetown off Horizon South Parkway. Jimmy's Home Furnishings, where it feels like home.
Over the years, thousands of people have gotten their hands on one. And who knows, you could be next. Win your very own Good Morning Augusta coffee mug at WJBF.com/coffee club. Sponsored by Honda Cars of Aiken. Fly direct to Washington, D.C. from Augusta Regional Airport.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for a look at what's trending. Last night, there were many big commercial ads during the big game, but one revealed the latest installment of Mission Impossible. And before last night's trailer, on social media, Tom Cruise gave a peek at one of the death-defying stunts he does in this summer's film. Cruise hangs from a yellow plane. He did have a safety rope. It's one of 2 plane scenes, but the director promises this stunt is not the movie's most spectacular stunt, but it is pretty impressive. You'll have to see the movie for all of that. Cruise said he passed out while filming a flying scene and had to train himself how to breathe. You can watch the action-packed Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning on May 23rd. Will it really be the final one? I doubt it. Well, last night was a rematch between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Eagles made it on top this time around. Congratulations, y'all. Last night, to celebrate their Super Bowl 59 win over the Chiefs, the notoriously rowdy Eagles took to the streets in Philly, some scaling a truck outside the convention center and others climbing up light poles. In the streets of New Orleans, law enforcement had to clear areas where fans set T-shirts and towels on fire. Well, congratulations. I mean, y'all won. I was going for the Chiefs again, but hey, we already got 2, so, you know, we'll give y'all some a little bit. We'll share. We're good like that. And speaking about fans going wild, let's go inside the halftime show. K-Dot fans, where I got to scream, mustard! Me and my girlfriends, we had a great time. Thank you. I want to give a shout out to Angela and Ramon Lopez for having us all over again. They have the best Super Bowl parties, and we had a great time. But all the ladies were mustard, so we like that part. But we're going to hopefully like some weather coming up because the changes are here. You can see that it's a difference from this weekend. My stars, I was like, I need a jacket out. I was getting ready to get used to some warm weather. And the weather said, no, don't get used to that. Jenna's up next with a full look at our forecast.
Get clear, accurate stories that don't waste your time at WJBF.com.
Hardee's original bag packs 2 full-size favorites plus
plus fries and a drink for just $6.99. No junior burgers or tiny nuggies, just full-size goodness for big-time value. The $6.99 original bag, only at Hardee's.
The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Look at these temperatures. I mean, we're seeing winter and spring all just across the CSRA. 50s over in South Carolina. Aiken, you're at 51. Saluda at 52. But 60 over in Louisville and 68 in Wrightsville. Just a little bit ago, they were in the 70s, even down in Swainsboro. So warm weather is just to the south of us, and you can see 80 degrees in Tallahassee and Tampa, but 40s up in Raleigh, and 30s over towards the west in Oklahoma City. So even colder areas to our north, but for our area, it's that wedge. So the pesky wedge, we always talk about it. It always causes a big variety of temperatures in the CSRA, and it's because of this high pressure driving in a northeast wind that gets trapped on the eastern side of the Appalachian Mountains, and all of that cold air just trickles down into the CSRA. We also have a stalled frontal boundary to the west of us, and ahead of that we have scattered showers and more clouds. Some showers are going to move into the CSRA later on tonight, but the rest of this evening will stay dry and just cloudy. Here's a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. You can see the winds are howling here in Swainsboro. They had sunshine earlier, but now the clouds have really taken over everywhere, and we have that northeast wind of 9 miles per hour here in town, clearly higher there in Swainsboro, and dew points are still low in the 40s. Now tonight will be pretty consistent. Everyone's going to be chilly in the 40s with those overnight showers. Showers will linger into tomorrow morning through the 10 o'clock hours. We really don't warm up too much. 50s in the afternoon with some breaks from the rain, but showers will continue as we go into our Wednesday as well. So those highs tomorrow are going to be even more spread out, anywhere from the upper 40s north of I-20 to the upper 60s down towards the south. And then look at Wednesday afternoon, an even bigger spread from the 40s all the way into even upper 70s possible in Emmanuel, Jenkins, and Johnson counties. So we're going to continue to have some tricky temperatures throughout the week, to say the least. And on top of that, we have the on and off rain chances. So let's take a look at our futurecast tonight at midnight. Cloudy skies with a few light showers along the I-20 corridor and towards the north. So this is Tuesday at 6 a.m. You may want to bring that rain gear with you and also a jacket, as it's going to be feeling chilly with temperatures once again in the low 40s combined with the clouds and the rain. And you can see here we have this warm front going to the north of us. So most of Tuesday afternoon will be dry. And if you're south of Augusta, you really won't see any rain at all on Tuesday. This front will linger in the area though on Wednesday, eventually moving to our north as a warm front. Then we'll have a cold front moving in, and notice this looks a lot stronger. So some heavy rain and thunderstorms will be moving in ahead of that front on Thursday, and that will bring us some higher rainfall totals, but the bulk of the rain and the flooding concerns is going to be well to our west. So for our area through Friday, around 1 inch to 2 inches of rain is what we're tracking. And you can see on our 10-day forecast, the higher rain chances come in on Thursday. We're drying out for Valentine's Day, high of 61. Rain returns though over the weekend, then back to sunshine and a cool down next Monday with below freezing low temperatures. And we'll be right back.
Morris Opticians is having...
Well, here's a tip for homeowners. Never leave a pizza on the porch when there's a dog nearby. The doorbell camera caught this four-legged thief in the act. And the dog made sure to check out his surroundings before going in for the first box of pizza. You can see he gets bolder after that, going back for round 2 before anyone noticed. But he's like, but it was out there. Nobody was doing anything with it. So, hey, finders keepers, right, buddy? But then he went back for more. Well, that's all the time we have for this half hour. We'll have more coverage you can count on coming up at 6, including the latest on the future of another historic Augusta building, what developers are proposing. And then we'll have those details and much more coming up next at 6.
Weather headlines on WJBF News Channel 6. Brought to you by Hickson Roofing. If your roof needs fixing, call Mr. Hickson.
Get better.
Hey guys, it's Anna Christina here for Roof Savers. It's that time of year again, the perfect time to invest in your home. And what's the most important investment for your home? Your roof. If you've been worried about the age of your roof, missing shingles, black stains, or even leaks, I've got great news for you. There's a scientifically proven solution that can extend the life of your roof by 17 years with just one treatment. It's called Renew at 17 with Rock Lock technology exclusively from Roof Savers. Listen to some of our happy customers.
We were told that a roof replacement was $12,000 to $15,000. And then I was talking to a friend across town, and he said, "Oh no, don't do a roof. Talk to Roof Savers." So I phoned you up, and you all came over, and we decided, okay, and we did the roof. And then we had this ugly storm, and the neighbors lost shingles and lost roofs and lost everything else, and we lost nothing. This was a nasty, nasty storm. With everything we saw and everything that went around, everything that was around us, I was pretty certain that we had problems. But when I went out and walked around the house, for what I could see, I didn't climb on the roof, but I didn't see that we had any wind damage whatsoever. None. I don't generally comment on anything because I just don't. But I felt so good, and Carol and I talked about it, that this job was so incredible that we had to say thanks.
Roof Savers, save your roof, save your money.
The live 5 or 6 Skyview